We have some big news right now. The United States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious Black Engineering Awards event following Donald Trump's anti-DEI executive order.
This is actually wonderful news, folks. This is what I'm gonna tell you how. For one, that's less Black folks in the gears of our military, which is just we don't do too much good with our military, right? Not too much, okay? Number two, we, the Black community, already said we're bowing out. We can't just bow out when it's negative.
Because apparently Black people are DEI. But that's not it. Look this up. Black American men are the most overrepresented men in the military. Right now, if white men decide to start a...
Hey fam, Gracie here once again. Welcome back to the channel. I am hoping that from wherever you my people are watching this from, you're doing alright and God has protected you and preserved you very well. And to those that celebrate the month of love, yes, I am so happy for you. And to those that do not celebrate, well, I love you. And I do appreciate each and every one of you that keep supporting me on here. And to my members, shout out to you guys. You do me amazing as well. Today we have an interesting episode to look at. I found these, clips really trending on TikTok about Trump literally, stopping the military from recruiting Black people in the military. So many people have reactions towards this, but according to Black people that we are going to put in here, you're going to see a lot of positive reaction. They're like, you know what? Because reality is it's Black people that have been in there and they are more skilled than anybody else. They are like talented, right? And they are afraid that in case something happens, a Black army is going to take them out. So Black people are in here giving their, perspectives and opinions on this, and shout out to all the creators. I've compiled quite a lot of clips in here that we are going to look at, and I want you to let me know what you think about this very episode. Have you been in the military? And anyways, let's watch this first, come back and talk about it.
We have some big news right now. The United States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious Black Engineering Awards event following Donald Trump's anti-DEI executive order. According to military.com, the United States Army and other service branches will no longer be recruiting this year at the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, or BEYA, B-E-Y-A. It's an annual conference that draws students, academics, and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math. And historically, it's been used to help recruit some of America's best and brightest in the military and the Pentagon. Well, now after Trump's anti-DEI executive order and Pete Hegseth essentially telling the Department of Defense it can no longer observe Black History Month, it's no longer going to be recruiting from this pool of highly qualified and talented applicants. I'll do a full breakdown shortly on my Substack of what this all means. As always, comment below your thoughts, spread the word, follow along for all the news you need to know about. And if you want to read the full story on the military no longer going here, go to military.com. It has everything.
To put this into action. And as I talked about in a previous video, the makeup of the military is just about 50-50 white and then minority groups. Latino, Asian, Black. Roughly 50-50. I think it was 49.6% Black and Latino, Black and brown folks, right? Here's the article. The Army and other service branches are abandoning recruiting efforts at a prestigious Black engineering event this week, turning down access to a key pool of highly qualified potential applicants amid President Donald Trump's purge of diversity initiatives in the military. Until this week, Army Recruiting Command had a long-standing public partnership with the Black Engineer of the Year Awards, or BEYA, an annual conference that draws students, academics, and professionals in science, technology, engineering, and math, also known as STEM. The event, which takes place in Baltimore, oh no, that's a historically very Black city. I see why they wouldn't want to go. Very scary for white Republicans. Ooh. Yeah. The event, which takes place in Baltimore, has historically been a key venue for the Pentagon to recruit talent, including awarding reserve officers training corps scholarships and pitching military service to rising engineers. Past BEYA events have included the Army Chief of Staff and the Defense Secretary. Quote, This is one of the most talent-dense events we do, one Army recruiter told military.com, on the condition that their name not be used. Our footprint there has always been significant. We need that talent, says a subject matter expert, a military recruiter. We need that talent, whether they be black or white. These are talented, qualified, skilled individuals. The services cited concerns that participation in the predominantly black event could run afoul of Trump's order and the Pentagon's intensifying push to erase diversity efforts in the military, according to multiple sources familiar with the decision. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on January 31 ordered that Black History Month, Women's History Month, and others were officially dead, quote unquote, and that the military would no longer mark them. Quote, in compliance with the Department of Defense and Headquarters Department of the Army guidance, U.S. Army Recruiting Command will not participate in the upcoming BEA event, Madison Bonzo, a service spokesperson said in a statement to military.com. Quote, service members and civilians are permitted to attend this event in an unofficial, personal capacity if they choose to do so. The Navy, Air Force, and Space Force also pulling out of the event. And then down here, additional recruiting events tied to specific racial or gender groups are also likely to be scrapped, two defense officials told military.com. That includes other conferences and career fairs with thousands of participants, thousands of qualified, highly skilled participants. So what's the reason? They're black. Are they qualified? Yes. Are they highly skilled? Yes. Are they sought after? Yes. Would they benefit the military? Yes. But because they're black, this is where the rubber hits the road, folks. It's that, are they skilled? Yes. But are they black? Yes. Disqualified. We're not even going to look at them. We're not going to seek them. We're not going to try to recruit them because they're black. In spite of the fact that they're qualified. In spite of the fact that they have a specialization, a skill set that is wildly needed. Thousands of qualified, highly skilled participants. So what's the reason? They're black. Are they qualified? Yes. Are they highly skilled? Yes. Are they sought after? Yes. Would they benefit the military? Yes. But because they're black, this is where the rubber hits the road, folks. It's that, are they skilled? Yes. But are they black? Yes. Disqualified. We're not even going to look at them. We're not going to seek them. We're not going to try to recruit them because they're black. In spite of the fact that they're qualified. In spite of the fact that they have a specialization, a skill set that is wildly needed by our government. But because they're black, they're not being hired. And we're going to finish with that quote I read earlier. It's fucking racist, one active duty Army general told military.com, on the condition of anonymity to avoid retaliation. For the Army now, it's blacks need not apply, and it breaks my heart. That's not coming from me. That's not coming from me, critics who said, oh, Donald Trump's not in for the segregation. You're just lying. You're a libtard. Hurt me there. A U.S. Army general, someone who, he hadn't been there, they hadn't been there, whatever they are, woman or man, hadn't been there for 15 minutes. They've likely been there for 30 years. They are also a subject matter expert. YouTube troll. You are not. You are an armchair moron who supports a fascist. You're just lying, libtard. Fantastic. I stand by my earlier video from February 6th, and I'm adding to the pile of evidence here.
States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious black and...
So Trump just passed that into the law. The United States military will no longer be going to recruit black, because apparently black people are DEI. But that's not it. Look this up. Black American men are the most overrepresented men in the military. Right now, if white men decide to start a civil war right now, we will fuck them up 10 ways from Sunday. The number of black men that are militarily trained in America is fucking outrageous. I am one of them. I am a fucking Marine Corps veteran. Do you know what it takes to be a Marine? Put 10 football fields. I can hit the target from 10 football fields, yes. From 1,000 yards, I can kill anybody from a fucking 1,000 yards. Do you know how many of me exist in the United States? Donald Trump is trying to make sure there is no longer a militarized black men. People who don't understand this will hear this and be like, oh my God, yeah, no more black people in the military. No, they were training us. Now they realize they have trained the people they're trying to oppress, and they cannot do that. So they need to make sure there are no more militarized black men.
Donald Trump just passed a law that he wanted to keep black men and women out of the service, military, of any kind. Because if we are trained in those very positions, their fear is that we'll train our people outside the military, regular, everyday, average black and Americans, to know that we can fuck them up because we will protect our people at any cost. They forget they built us this way. We were created and designed this way because of slavery. They purposely designed us to be smarter, faster, quicker, and stronger. And we were that long before we were forced over here. But what they don't know is we know them more than they know us. And Donald Trump and his cronies and Elon Musk are fucking idiots because their fear is that we will stomp our knee onto their neck. And I'm here for it.
Military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious black engineering.
This is actually wonderful news, folks. This is what I'm gonna tell you how. So that guy's reporting. Please go back and watch the whole thing. That guy's reporting about the United States military under bitch ass Trump, saying they're not coming to a specific event where the best and brightest in a certain category of, I believe it's probably math, science, architect, things of that nature, right? Engineering, all military shit, right? They're not going there to recruit. And I love it. Why do I love it? For one, that's less black folks in the gears of our military, which is just a death military. We don't do too much good with our military, right? Not too much, okay? Number two, we, the black community, already said we're bowing out. We can't just bow out when it's negative shit. We bow out all the time under every circumstance. And Trump, I was going to say they, it wasn't they. Trump just allow us a gracious bow out by saying don't even show up. Good. We don't want our children in your military. Good. We need those minds in black-owned businesses and thriving. We need that. That's a very good way, folks, of stepping back and minding our business, black community. Those who may have thought they were going to the military, now they may have to adjust a little bit, and it won't be hard for them because they're highly intelligent, right? They have to adjust, and many of their minds will go to, well, if you don't want me, I don't want to work for you. And they go into black-owned businesses or starting their own or collabing with students that they met over the years that have the same mentality, but their skill is a little different, and then that skill is a little different, but when they come together, it's amazing. That's what they're doing. My bad. I keep on saying they. That's what Trump is doing for the black community right now.
We have some big news right now. The United States military is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestige.
Yo, please go back and watch this for full context, but I'm just going to say it this way, good. The thing is, y'all white liberals get on my freaking nerve. Y'all always coming out here trying to get black people emotional about things. When it comes to DEI, we know that the white liberal woman has benefited from the most, and you got us out here fighting your battles. Who cares? Most of us don't want to be involved in these wars that we have nothing to do with anyway. We too busy fighting each other. So we definitely want to go fight, somebody else's battle. Y'all have got us against each other and we're fighting each other. How in the whole heaven and hell we trying to go over there and fight other people on things that have nothing to do with us? I mean, really, truly, we trying to stay out the way. So the thing is, most of these white liberals and some conservatives, so it's called in the book, that they are neocons. They just love war because it's money for them. And guess what? The families are losing. No matter if you're a Democrat or Republican, or if you're an independent or whatever, you're losing people because they're going to be fighting these endless wars over power and money. We're sick of it. So the thing is, if you're not going to this award show to, promote or to recruit People that look like me, good. We don't want to be involved anyway. Let's just keep it real. And those of us that do want to be involved, we know how to ask questions because we're not obtuse. We don't ask questions on how to get in. So at the end of the day, we don't need y'all to speak for us. Those of us that want to go in the military will, and those of us that don't won't. And we know most of us have been lied to, white and black, that if you go in the military, they're going to take care of you until you get hurt or until something happens. Then they throw you away like yesterday's trash. Dude, you're a joke. That's why I don't trust white liberals as far as I can throw them, because y'all are liars. Y'all always trying to put batteries in black people's backs and always trying to put this emotional feel out here to get people all in their feelings. And black folk, y'all are so silly to fall for it. But I thought y'all don't like white supremacy. I guess you only like white people that agree with you. I guess. But, dude, go sit on the egg until it hatch. I'm just saying. Peace.
No longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious Black Engineering Awards.
So currently there are a lot more of us in the military than of them in the military, right? When I say them, okay? So as much as we want to believe that this is better for us, in the long term, it won't be better for us. Right now, we have a checks and balances system in the military by it being more of us, okay, who won't let completely egregious things occur. If it is less of us and more of them, then different military starts doing different things and can be controlled by orange things. Okay, so as much as we feel like, oh, well, we shouldn't be and we don't want to, we need to be in that circle, in those rooms, in those conversations for our own safety.
No, they were training us. Now they realize they have trained the people they're trying to oppress.
Did you hear that? Were you really listening? Because that's why the far right and conservatives truly hate DEI. Pumpkin Spice Palpatine and his billionaire donor class buddies don't want any marginalized group, especially black people, to have knowledge, skills, strategies, or trades, any of it. Because they want them to be complicit and agreeable when these autocratic fucks try to pin them down and oppress them. Why do you think they turned diversity, equity, and inclusion into an acronym? Because it's easily dismissible and you don't have to think about it. And when they tell you it's bad for you and they tell you to hate it, the far-right MAGA will always do that because they won't do any research. And that's what they're going to try to pull in that first 100 days. So pay attention.
Is no longer going to be recruiting at a prestigious Black Engineering Award.
Admit it. It was never about merit or being the best. Disgusting.
As much as this sounds good, because then black bodies are not going to be kept dropping, because I know that for some reason lots of these people want to use black people as their shields in, you know, whatever they are doing, and in the wars that they are literally the enemies that they are making. They want black people to be going and doing this, but at the same time, over time, the number of our people are going to reduce, and that won't look good. And I'm going to literally explain that as we are going, you know, with this very video. But if you're landing on the channel for your very first time, please let me know what you think about it, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. I will highly appreciate that. Apparently it looks like the best of the best comes from this melanin. You realize how they are not talking about anybody else. They are not talking about Hispanics. They are not talking about Asians. Nobody else, specifically black. I think it is opening a lot of people's eyes to see that this has never been about merit. And I don't know why these people don't see how racist Trump is and how typical it is that he would literally play around with people's mind for them to believe, oh, you know, what is wrong with people just, you know, being hired on merit? Well, this is telling you. And the crazy part is, one of the people that runs, I think, the academy is also like, you know, this is the worst, because I can only imagine the military without us hiring from this. Now, this makes a lot of sense why they are trying to even ban a lot of history of black people and their achievements in the military. This is all connected and related, but at the same time, I feel like, yeah, it's really, really a good thing because they've been using black people to fight their battles until when something bad happens to one of our own and then they dump them, all the benefits stop. The military, lots of people are saying, oh, it has a lot of benefits, you can go to school, you can literally retire very quickly, there's just different sections, right? But as soon as something happens to you, they dump you because they don't need you anymore. They will take care of you as much as they still need you. If they don't need you, they're going to dump you. And that's very unfortunate. And unfortunately, it is a story of so many veterans and so many military people. I feel like what they're trying to do is build an army that is fully palm-colored. Because I feel like these people have an agenda of taking over the world once again. That's exactly what they're doing. Ask yourself, why are they, manufacturing all these, weapons and stuff? What is all that for? To be honest, all of that is going to be practiced and experimented on human bodies. And if we all know where all of this is going to, yeah, one of their biggest targets is, not just themselves, but Africa. Do you see where this is going? For me, it hurts me because I feel like if black people are not in the army anymore, that means that if Africa was to gather its army to fight against this, because they don't know them that much, I don't see the chance of Africa overcoming this. So I feel like they are trying to reduce the number of these people from within so that even if it was for black people to come and help around and be like, you know what, we need to be on the side of black people on the other side of the world, because later on people figure out that it's not the fact that these people are betraying or are trying to do something shady to these other palm-colored people, but it's because they just don't like black people. And I see a possibility of a lot of people coming out and siding with the other rest of the world. That is what black people, black army did in America to Ethiopia and to South Africa, because they all, contributed a little bit. And so I see a possibility of having a population of black people that are not skilled enough to fight, just in case anything happens, so that they take you out just the way they like to. That's going to be unfortunate. But again, on the other hand, I saw one of the creators that I follow on YouTube here. His name is Afro Think Tank. You guys go and check him out. And he's like, you know what? Good. Because we are here. If you want to do anything, I'm just going to pack my bags and go to Africa. And we will take you out. And that is a very good thought. Not that I hate palm-colored people. But the thing is, like, sometimes it gets super hard to love people that blatantly don't like you. And at the same time, I also feel good about this because black people are like, you know what? Why do we have to fight for people that keep showing it every day that they don't like us, that they will never approve of our skills, of our talent, of our qualifications? They will never ever approve or literally appreciate that. Why do we have to keep fighting their battles? Because to be honest, these are battles that do not benefit black people. These are battles that literally, these are conflicts and enemies that they create themselves, them palm-colored people. We are not known to do that in history. On the other hand, still, by the way, I see a possibility of a lot of black people recognizing that it is time for us to stick together. And it is also good that black people are like, you know what, it's resting time, yeah, and he's giving this one out. It's really not that good, but at least it's drawing more light to the problem. It's drawing the light to literally bring us together, because a black person in America is going to see a black person in Africa as one, because trust me, if they treat you as SHIT, do you think they're going to treat black Africans good? in history and what is happening, yeah, they really can spit on anybody. So I hope you realize that you are not like them. That's Kendrick's song. You're not like them. They are not like you. They're only people that can understand and be like, we are one. It's only us. And we are the only thing that we got. And our worst is falling and giving in to their, whatever propagandas that they spread against each one of us. And I think it's really, really good that Black people are going now to notice that the only solution here is to stick together. Because if you don't stick together, sweetheart, who is going to stand out there? Who is going to represent you? Who is going to fight for you? Things are about to get out of hand because the MAGA man, I think this, to him and the people that support him and the people that support white supremacy, they are clapping. They are clapping because they all know, Asians know Black people. Asians know how talented you Black people are. Latinos know. That's why you're the most hated group. So all of this is just a sign to show you that every other group can stick and give in to white supremacy. But if you are not going to be willing to give in to that, then the only thing we can do is just sticking together. And what is the future of the so many people that want to join the military? But also, I think this is very important to show you that there's so, the big country that you sometimes feel attached to and feel like, I love this country so much, I want to fight for it, they still don't look at you as a citizen of that country. That's why they put different titles before the American on you. And that is so unfortunate. They never see you as American. So, be it FBA, be it anybody that has that attachment to that land, yeah, they don't see you as them. And as far as we are all speaking, they are in office right now, and they have the capacity of changing a lot of things, which a lot of things are not going to be, separating, or they are not going to skip anybody. They will affect you equally. So I hope you see that you don't like them and they are not like you. And I do believe they are not like us. Coming from Africa, they're not like us. We don't go invading people's lands and create enemies where it's not necessary. We don't do that. It's only them. That runs in their DNA. And I think also this is this is my thought. If they are not talking about anybody else, that means they can easily sway everybody to be on their side. They can sway the Asians because Asians look at themselves as palm-colored. They literally feed into the same narrative of white supremacy. They can literally sway the Hispanics, Latinos, and all of those other people. Anybody that looks like them, yeah, they can easily sway them and convince them that, we are all white, right? And to be honest, all the other groups really look at us the same. Non-Asians, not, Hispanics, not anybody else. Everybody else look at us as subhuman class, and that's what other groups look at us. So that's why I see they don't have any problem with everybody else, but they do have a problem with us. So this is seeming like really a battle against Black people, and we need to be strong. I don't know what is the future. I don't know if anybody is gonna stop this or what, but yeah, that is what it is. I want you to let me know if you are a military personnel and you're Black. What do you think about this? Yeah, put your thoughts in the comment section, and please subscribe to the channel if you haven't, and I will definitely see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie and I love you. Bye.